Good morning, Westlake High School, with more news to report. I'm Dean Kapica.
And I'm Miguel Catarino, and this is the W.
On October 6th, former lightweight champion Conor McGregor fought Khabib Nurmagomedov after a heated 2-year rivalry. McGregor's showdown with Nurmagomedov has been nearly 2 years in the making, a throwback to the striker versus grappler matchups of the early days of mixed martial arts. Not only that, but is a fight to last a century, having been projected to be most evenly matched fight UFC has seen for some time. McGregor, 30, incited a melee on April 5th, 2016, when he and his entourage stormed into Brooklyn Barclays Center in a wild scene following UFC's 223rd Media Day, and attacked the UFC fighter bus carrying lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. The incident culminated in an infamous sequence that saw McGregor hurl a dolly through a bus window, which ultimately left several fighters shaken up. According to Alan Dawson on Business Insider, McGregor could execute an expert knockout with Nurmagomedov lying concussed on the canvas, having been dropped by an Irish left cross. On the other hand, Nurmagomedov could take McGregor to the floor to gain top position, bounce his knuckles off his opponent's nose bone, and then force McGregor to tap, because he has him tied in a triangle choke. In the end, Nurmagomedov took McGregor to the floor, where McGregor was forced to tap out in the 4th round.
Bill Cosby, known as America's Dad, was recently arrested for assaulting Andrea Constand. Cosby has been sentenced for 3 to 10 years in a maximum security prison. A fine of $25,000 plus the cost of prosecution has been set. The man, who used to be known as America's Dad, has broken many hearts and has set a bad example for the people who looked up to him as a role model. Kathy McKee, a former actress who accused Cosby of raping her, stated, "I have very difficult and deep emotions" toward his sentence. In 2014, a jury convicted Bill Cosby of drugging and sexually assaulting former Temple University employee Andrea Constand in January 2004. He was sentenced to serve 3 to 10 years in the prison. According to People's Magazine, the accusations keep coming, one disturbingly similar allegation after another. According to one woman, Cosby said, "Come up to my bungalow after I'm done shooting and we'll work on the bit together." The 3 charges that Cosby has been convicted with has been merged into one because they all stem from the same event. As the controversy went viral, Cosby's career took a hit. At press time, a Netflix special had been postponed on NBC series had in development was wiped out. TV Land pulled the Cosby Show reruns off the air. High Point University, North Carolina, took his name off the board of advisors, and several future dates on his comedy tour were canceled. Surprisingly, Cosby got standing ovations at shows in the Bahamas and Melbourne, Florida. His wife, Camille, age of 70, has stayed by his side. They are each other's backbones, says longtime friend Valeria Irvin, president of the Ray Charles Foundation. They have endured the test of time. Cosby had remained out of prison for the past 5 months on a $1 million bail, and his lawyers said they plan to appeal his convictions. However, Cosby, who has been known as TV's as Dr. Cliff Huxtable in The Cosby Show, started his first full day as an inmate on Wednesday morning, September 26th.
Well, in other news, we bring you to Ryan Donnery with more on Brett Kavanaugh.
Hi, Ryan Donnery here, reporting for the W. Brett Kavanaugh, Supreme Court nominee, is being accused of assaulting Julia Swetnick and Christine Blasey Ford 35 years ago in high school and during his first years at Yale University in 1983 through 84. This is an important topic as the senators were looking through his record during his nomination for the Supreme Court. The senators of the United States believe that whoever they vote for will create a controversy in the country. This case may add to the division in the country. Senator Lindsey Graham at hearing states, "This is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this." After much thought, President Trump has nominated him to become an associate of the Supreme Court of the United States. Back to you at the anchor desk.
Here's news on the homecoming with Alice Warford.
Good morning, Wildcats. This time last week, Spirit Week was upon us, and the countdown for the culminating football game against the Bronxville Broncos on October 6th was already underway. Last week, we showed our spirit by wearing comfy pajamas to class, dressing in red, white, and blue for USA Day, sporting camo gear for Service Day, and showing class pride by wearing our class-themed picks. We cheered on our friends at the night and day pep rallies, which were full of dancing, apple bobbing, marshmallow tossing, and Westlake pride. Saturday night's kickoff was one of the most anticipated events of the week, drawing families and members of the community to watch our blue and white Wildcats, ranked the 7th best in our division, to face off against the Bronxville Broncos. Led by quarterback Jason Osiello, the Cats conquered the Broncos 41-0 and brought so much pride not only to our school but to our community as well. We'd like to thank Westlake's own Donna Piro, our student government, especially Lauren DiMartino and Brian Mesquita, and the PTA for planning such a wonderful week, as well as our varsity football seniors for being such empowering role models all of these years. With support from our local fire departments, police departments, and dedicated families, the 2018 Classic Westlake Homecoming was definitely one for the books. Welcome to the 2018 to 2019 school year, Wildcats.
Justin Avella welcomes our new superintendent, Dr. Coates.
Hi, I'm Justin Avella, and you're watching The W. Dr. Susan Guiney, superintendent of the Mount Pleasant Schools, retired in June after serving the community for 10 years. This summer, we saw a new face, that of Dr. Curtis Coates, who was unmistakable in a crowd due to his height. I went down to district office to learn more about our new superintendent and what he's been up to.
What is it that drew you into the Mount Pleasant School District?
So, the beginning of my career was spent in much bigger school districts. I was a classroom teacher in the Arlington School District, which had over 10,000 students, and then the two districts I was a building administrator and a district administrator in were both 3,000 to 4,000 students. So to have an opportunity to work in a school district where I could have the chance for opportunities like this, to get to meet students and even from the superintendent's chair, understand what their pathways are, their hopes were, really what they wanted to accomplish, was very appealing to me as superintendent.
What's your previous experiences in education?
So I was a classroom teacher for 10 years as a social studies teacher in Arlington High School, which had almost 40 teachers in just the department alone in social studies. Then I was a building assistant principal in Cornwall High School in Orange County. I was a building principal in Goshen High School, and I was also their assistant superintendent for curriculum, instruction, personnel, and technology. So I have a pretty broad range of experience in different fields, different buildings.
What are your goals and ambitions as superintendent?
So one of the things that we always look to do, not just as a superintendent but as a school leader, is to create opportunity for students. When you come into a new community, a new district, a new school, you have to take your time and not only survey what the students want, but really what the community wants to see with its schools. It should always be geared, going back to what I shared with you just a moment ago, about creating new opportunity, but to make sure that opportunity for students moving forward is purposeful. So if we need to create more college and the high school experiences for students so that when they graduate, they're prepared for what they want to study, or if we need to look for more well-rounded elementary programs so that when students get to high school, they're prepared for a more rigorous course of study, that's what we really need to gear our focus towards, but it should always be reflective of both the goals of the students and of the people of the community.
What excites you the most about this position?
I'd have to go back to what I shared with you earlier. This is a district where I can walk out my own door and in about 30 seconds be in the high school and in the middle school, and within a 5-7 minute car drive I can go sit on the rug with younger children and read and understand where they are developmentally. Sometimes the fear is when you get into bigger school districts that many times you get too tied to the administrative tasks. That doesn't happen here. I have the benefit of becoming a school leader, but at the same time staying connected with the students and the voice of the community.
What's something people may not know about you?
Probably that I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. In all seriousness, I'm one of 5 children in my family. My parents have since passed on, but all of my siblings were math and science majors. I was a humanities major in college. They all got into the business world, and I was the only one ever to take a step into education, and they are all envious. There's not a day that I don't get up to go to, even with the challenges that come with being a school leader, either a superintendent or a principal or assistant superintendent. There's not a day that I don't look forward to coming to work, even through the challenges that may exist throughout the time. It's a great position. It's a great opportunity, and I think people sometimes don't realize how exciting it can be to take on a challenge like this as a school superintendent.
Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
As you can see, Dr. Coates has high expectations for the school district and is excited to work with our unique, tight-knit community. That's all on Mount Pleasant's new superintendent. I'm Justin Avella, and this has been The W.
Lil Wayne drops a new album. More details from Joe Ragu.
Hi, Joe Ragusa here reporting for the W. Today's news is Lil Wayne's record-breaking album, which was released on September 28th. Lil Wayne made $3.3 million for the album in the first week. The reason for this album blowing up is because the album was supposed to drop in 2014, but then it had to get delayed due to Lil Wayne's fight with his record deal, Cash Money Records. Lil Wayne was finally released from his record label during the summertime, and finally the long-delayed album has been released. The album has already gone gold and is soon to go platinum. Sadly, this will be Lil Wayne's last album due to his decision to retire. Congratulations to Lil Wayne and his record-breaking album. Back to you in the studio.
Patrick Hickey with the new Space Jam 2.
LeBron James will now take the helm of the basketball world outside of the sport, as he will now star in the new Space Jam sequel. The major debate of who is the best overall player in NBA history is. This continues to add to LeBron James' credentials as he becomes heir to the Toon Squad throne. The first Space Jam starring Michael Jordan leads the box office charts as the top-grossing basketball movie of all time, which will be a hard challenge for the sequel to follow. Picking the most talked-about athlete in the world, this once again initiates a worldwide debate as to who really is the best basketball player both on and off the court. According to the Washington Post, they state how important of a success this movie has to be to compare to the legacy of Space Jam 1. The film is a pillar of nostalgia for the 90s kids who still wear the Toon Squad jerseys and know the lyrics to all the movie's themes. The highest basketball film of all time also opened up as a possibility of a crossover film experience that paired athletes, many historical animated characters. Production of the Space Jam 2 is expected to begin in summer of 2019, following the NBA season. Who will take the top of the leaderboards at the end of the release of Space Jam 2? Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
John Boccardi with Creed 2.
Hi, I'm John Boccardi and this is the W. Rocky fans, prepare for the new Creed 2 movie. Creed 2 is a sequel to the movie Creed featuring Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan. An intense sequel to a spin-off of the Rocky movies, Creed 2 follows the training and personal life of Adonis Creed, son of Apollo Creed, as he trains to fight the son of the man who killed his father. This movie is not highly anticipated by many, but has the potential to be good because of the story that it follows. There have been 2 trailers for the movie so far, and they have received very good feedback. The release date is set for November 21st, 2018. Michael B. Jordan is very excited about his upcoming role because of his love for the cast. It's fun. It's like a family reunion for us, he said in an interview for BET.com about co-star Tessa Thompson. They have also worked on the original Creed movie together and have kept in contact ever since. This movie is set to follow Adonis Creed as he prepares to fight Ivan Drago's son. If you are a fan of the Rocky movies, then this is the right movie for you. Even if you're not, it's still a wholesome movie. Fans have been asking for this sequel ever since the last movie came out because of the somewhat disappointing ending. This is only one of the many high-quality movies coming out this year. Others include Space Jam 2, the Lego Movie 2, Venom, and the new Halloween movie. Back to you in the studio.
James Stuetz has more information of Season 6 Fortnite.
Hi, this is James Stuetz reporting for the W. The hottest game of the year, Fortnite, has just released Season 6. Epic Games, the developers of Fortnite, have just broken the face of the gaming world with this game-changing overhaul of new content. Around the world, kids and adults alike have been itching for Season 6 updates in Fortnite, and Epic Games certainly didn't disappoint their massive fan base with their epic installments. Loot Lake Island now hovers above the Fortnite canvas, allowing many new crazy ways to defeat your opponents. This is a result of the ominous purple cube that spawned randomly during Season 5, which rolled all the way to Loot Lake, where it then fused into the lake. Once Season 6 struck, the cube rose into the sky, taking Loot Lake Island with it. In other Fortnite news, the newest update brought us pets that become your loyal companion, following you on your trek across the map. These include a chameleon, a dragon, and a dog, all unlockable from the Battle Pass, an annual $10 subscription available every season, allowing players to unlock various new items and skins. This is the largest installment of Fortnite content that we have seen over the year. This game has been at the top of the gaming world.
I'm now here with John McGregor. So tell me, John, what are your thoughts on Fortnite Season 6?
I really like it. I catch fat W's all the time at Loot Lake because I fly above and then I just jump down on people. It's really cool.
There are many new pets in Fortnite Season 6. Which are your favorites?
My favorite's the dragon because dragons breathe fire and that's really cool.
Thank you, John. Now back to you in the studio.
And Tyler Hawkins with information on Tiger Woods.
After hard work and dedication, Tiger Woods wins for the first time in 5 years at the final round at Westlake PGA Championship. Woods was ranked 656th in the world just 1 year ago. Now he has won a PGA Tour. Tiger Woods dominated the golf scene years ago. Then he had multiple back surgeries that set him back in his career. 5 years later, he finally won for his 80th PGA Tour. According to ESPN, a birdie at the first hole set the tone for Woods. Woods played smart, doing all he could to limit mistakes while letting others make them. The game plan was to shoot under par, and I birdied the first hole right out of the gate, Woods said. Tiger Woods used to be one of the best in the world, but after back surgeries, he's been trying to climb the ladder to the top again, in the meantime letting other golfers surpass him in the other tours. Woods started off great with the birdie at the first hole, which increased his lead over playing partners Rory McIlroy and Justin Rose. Finally, after years of hard work and devotion, Woods got it together to grab his 80th win.
Now we bring you Sydney Rell on the college process.
Hi, I'm Sydney Rell and welcome to the W. September is the most stressful time of the year for high school seniors as the college process begins. For the majority of students who choose to attend college, they have many decisions to make as they figure out where they want to spend the next 4 years of their lives. Are you planning on going to college, and what do you want to study?
I do plan on going to college, and I would like to study business.
Yes, I'm planning on going to college and I want to be a speech pathologist.
What schools have you visited?
I visited Monmouth, Richmond, Stevenson,
Cortland, and Oneonta.
Do you have any top schools picked out?
Stevenson and Richmond. So.
Cortland is my top school.
What is it about their program that caught your interest?
The lacrosse programs are very good there.
I really like the campus, and the program that I'm going into is really good at that school.
The most important person for a student beginning this process is their guidance counselor, who guides them in resume writing, college applications, letters of recommendation, and the list goes on. Here's Mr. Nicholas DiPaolo at Westlake High School, who can break down the college application process.
Where do students start in the process?
When students enter 9th grade, we really have a very intentional program where we start talking about career stuff, which lends itself into sophomore year, where we further dive into career exploration, career interests, specific careers. We have career cafes.
What does your department do to help students manage what they need to pull together?
So we start, again, in junior year a little bit talking about the application process. At the end of junior year, we have our resume workshop and our essay workshop, which is important. Then as soon as we get started in senior year, early in September, we start with pushing into English classrooms to talk about the application process. We invite students to their individual senior conferences, which is one of hopefully many meetings that we'll have with them in the early fall to get their applications tied together. We also have common application workshops. We have colleges visiting in the fall.
What are the steps you encourage students to take?
We really try to bring home the importance of junior year college search process. The most important thing in junior year is really visiting colleges. So we really feel strongly that if students get out there and visit campuses, just by the nature of being on a campus, they're going to start to understand what they like and equally as important, what they don't like.
How do students determine who should write them letters of recommendation?
We recommend students kind of look at a few factors. Number one, they should find teachers that know them well. Not 9th grade teachers unless they've had them again, because that's just a little bit too long ago. So 11th grade is ideal, 10th grade is okay. 2 teachers from different academic disciplines, so you don't want to have 2 math teachers, right? Also important is if you know your major as a student, maybe choosing a teacher in that content area.
Some colleges come here to meet with the students. How do you determine who comes here and who doesn't?
We actually don't necessarily get to handpick every school that comes. We do get to handpick some, but a lot of them actually reach out to us as well. And this year we were able to use a new shared and collaborative calendar program that allows them to access our calendar, so they don't even have to bother calling us or emailing us anymore. They can just go into our calendar, find our schedule when we're available, and they plug themselves in. So I think that lent itself to all those extra schools being able to visit us this fall.
All the stress will be gone soon enough, as the students will find a college to attend for the next years of their lives. Good luck, seniors. I'm Sydney Rell, and this is the W.
We bring you to Nick Veltri on NFL hitting rules.
Hi, Nick Veltri reporting for the W. New controversy in the NFL, roughing the passer penalty has been upgraded. The new rule states a player will be penalized 15 yards if he applies all or most of his body weight onto a quarterback and drives him to the ground. Green Bay's defensive end Clay Matthews has had at least 1 penalty in each game so far. Even when he follows the rule, the ref throws a flag anyway. According to Green Bay player Ryan Wood, honestly, I don't even know what to say at this point. The NFL has told these guys to not land on the quarterback, and if they do that, they must roll off. That's precisely what Clay Matthews did. When a player does exactly as instructed and gets a flag anyway, something is terribly wrong. This rule has been upgraded due to increased injuries to quarterbacks caused by a defender who puts most or all of his body weight on him. Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone week 6 last season by Vikings outside linebacker Anthony Barr landing on top of him. Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins stated, "I get it, we want to protect quarterbacks, and I completely understand that. They're the lifeblood to our game, but it's really hard to do your job, and it's having an effect on some games." Back to you, Miguel and Dean at the anchor desk.
And here's Thomas Rubino with Joaquin Phoenix, who was recently picked up the highly controversial role of DC Comics' The Joker in an upcoming solo film.
Hi, I'm Thomas Rubino, and this is The W. Critically acclaimed and Oscar-nominated actor Joaquin Phoenix has recently been picked up for the controversial role of DC Joker's the comic in an upcoming solo film. Following this announcement, fans were split. Many fans against the casting point out that Heath Ledger's portrayal of the psychotic clown in 2008's The Dark Knight is unmatchable. Director of the upcoming Joker film, Todd Phillips, has released several images of the Joker in its full makeup and suit. Phillips revealed a short video of Phoenix playing the villain.
I should laugh, but I cry, because your love has passed me by. You took me by surprise. I didn't realize that you were laughing.
Phoenix is feeling the pressure of playing that role, telling reporters, "Did I live up to their expectations?" The plot of the film is still unknown, but it's expected to be off-kilter. Phoenix states, "I wouldn't quite classify it as any genre. I wouldn't say it's a superhero movie or a studio movie. It's unique." The Joker sets to be released October 2019, and until then we are expecting a trailer and more footage. Thank you for watching The W.
And here's Sean Martin with the shutdown of Telltale Games.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin, reporting for The W. On Friday, September 21st, the popular video game company Telltale Games shut down, canceling all their current and future projects. This was announced with a tweet they posted saying, "Today, Telltale Games made the difficult decision to begin a majority studio closure following a year of insurmountable challenges. A majority of the company's employees were dismissed earlier this morning, with a small group of 25 employees staying on to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners. They laid off a reported 250 employees on the 21st with little to no notice. Employees were given 30 minutes to vacate the premises, according to former employee Emily Gracebuck. They did not get any kind of severance." She also states that there are employees who started as early as a week ago before the company shut down, moving cross-country only to be let go a week later. Multiple popular video game companies such as ZeniMax, Sony, and Toys for Bob have all tweeted their support for the employees and redirecting the employees to their recruitment teams. The most vocal of the companies has been Ubisoft's San Francisco branch, the same city Telltale was operating from, tweeting former Telltale employees to meet up at a restaurant, BJ's Patio, offering to buy them lunch and drinks while they discussed positions at their offices. As of October 1st, Telltale Games has not addressed the controversy, but on the 24th of September, they tweeted that they're talking to potential partners to discuss finishing their flagship title, The Walking Dead: The Final Season. This has sparked outrage with many Twitter users as well as former employees, as they seem to be focused on finishing their game instead of paying their employees, those of which who have made the game for the past 7 years, their severance packages. On September 25th, website Polygon released an article titled "Telltale Hit with Class Action Lawsuit for Breaking Labor Laws." According to the article, there was a complaint filed in San Francisco federal court from former employee Bernie Roberts on behalf of himself and his co-workers who were also laid off. Roberts says that Telltale let go of the employees without cause or without an advance written notice as required by the WARN Act. The WARN Act, or the Worker Adjustment and Restraining Notification, established in 1988, states that employers must provide a 60-day advance notice to employees before mass layoffs. Businesses breaking the 60 days advance notice must pay their employees back, as well as any benefits for each day of the violation. This will require Telltale to have to give each of the laid-off employees salaries and benefits for a full 60 days following the termination if the plaintiffs win the lawsuit. I'm Sean Martin. Back to you at the anchor desk.
Well, that's all we have on this week. I'm Dean Kapica.
And I'm Miguel Catarino.
And this is The W.